Have you ever wondered how ancient people protected their valuables? Before alarms, cameras, and insurance companies existed? Well, in ancient China, the answer was simple. If someone breaks in, they don't leave. Today, let me tell you a story so wild it sounds like fiction. Except archaeologists later proved much of it was very real. During the Tang Dynasty, a group of professional tomb raiders found what looked like the perfect target. A huge ancient grave hidden deep inside a pine forest. Tall mound, old stone monument, no name, no guards. Perfect. They dug in from the side, tunneling for days, until they hit something unexpected. A stone door. No big problem, right? Well, they smashed it. They hammered it. They pounded it. Nothing happened. They barely dented the door and it didn't move an inch. Only then did they realize the cracks between the stones had been filled, not with concrete or clay, but molten iron. This wasn't a door. It was basically an ancient steel bunker. After days of work, they finally forced it open. And immediately, arrows loosed everywhere. Not treasure, not gold, just a rain of arrows flying straight at their faces. Several dropped on the spot, the rest ran for their lives. Luckily for them, well, those who survived, this wasn't their first job. The leader realized they had triggered a crossbow trap. So, they tried something clever. They threw stones down the corridor. The stone landed, and arrows loosed. Another stone, more arrows. After a while, the arrows finally stopped. After all, the trap only had so many arrows. Feeling confident, they pushed forward again. Eventually, they reached the main chamber. In the center, a massive coffin suspended by iron chains. Below it, gold, jewelry, treasures stacked up like a fantasy game loot room. At this point, the robbers hesitated. After everything they'd survived, this looked too easy. And they were right. Suddenly the walls roared. Sand poured in from every direction. Not dust, not dirt, a flood of sand. Within moments it buried their legs, then their waists. They panicked and ran. But have you ever tried running through water? Sand is 10 times harder. So of course, many did not make it out. And by the time the survivors escaped, the tunnels behind them had collapsed completely, sealed by sand. The tomb was gone. So, was this just a story? It sounds suspiciously similar to a lot of movies like Indiana Jones. But here's the crazy part. This story comes from a Tang Dynasty book called the Yueyang Miscellany, written around the 9th century. For a long time, people thought it was exaggerated. But modern archaeology proved something shocking. Many of these traps were real. In 1968, archaeologists excavated a Han Dynasty tomb in Hebei, China. The entrance wall had 6 layers of brick, iron, and clay. Basically, the ancient Chinese version of reinforced concrete. If someone tried to break in, they'd be digging for weeks. Automatic crossbow traps. Ancient Chinese crossbows weren't toys. Historical records, including the records of the Grand Historian, describe tombs rigged with automatic crossbows at the entrances. Open the wrong door? You get shot. Archaeologists have even found broken crossbow parts inside tombs, likely leftovers from these traps. The sand trap. This one is my favorite. It's called sand burial trap. The idea is simple and terrifying. Build hidden chambers filled with loose sand. Seal them carefully, and if someone breaks in, gravity does the rest. Once triggered, sand floods the tunnels and buries everything. One ancient tomb used over 1,300 tons of sand. That's not just a trap, that's a natural disaster waiting for thieves. Even ancient kings couldn't undo it later. Perhaps one of the most dangerous traps was the mercury trap. Some elite tombs used liquid mercury. This was a very insidious trap. The danger was toxic fumes. By the time you realized you were feeling lightheaded, it might already be too late. The most famous example of this is the tomb of China's first emperor, where mercury was used to recreate rivers and seas underground. Modern soil tests show extremely high mercury levels, even today. But why did they go this far? Because in ancient China, tombs weren't just storage rooms. They were believed to be eternal homes, sacred spaces, and a reflection of social status. Protecting them wasn't just paranoia, it was respect for the dead. So, next time you see a movie where someone casually robs an ancient tomb, just remember, ancient engineers didn't design puzzles, they designed mousetraps, and you are the mouse.